Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the news. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. We'll talk about altcoins. And as always, I'm going to do my best to get your questions answered here live to see if we can't solve your problems here on the live stream. So once again, welcome everybody. I'm here with the rig. Got everything set up and ready to go. I usually start 5 minutes early, go live with like a countdown or whatever, and I forgot to put that up. I was like, you saw me there reading the news and whatnot with the mic muted. But I'm here now. So we got some interesting news. We had a couple of ground-shaking events this week in the crypto sphere news, and we had some new functionality added to MetaMask and PayPal. So I'll mention that stuff in the news a little bit, and then we'll dive in a little deeper, and I'll show you how that stuff gets implemented, right, screen sharing wise, so you can see what's going on there. Hopefully everything will work while we're doing that. And so I'd like to thank everybody that's here. Whoops. Let's go over here to the sign in. And let's see who's here today. Oh, we got a lot of people. It's great. Andreas is here early, and Kenny is also here early. Marco PT, Mr. Miski, Christopher Thane from Melbourne, Australia. Let's see, MG from Switzerland. I was just scanning the different locations that people are signing in from. Scott's in Hawaii. Always good to have Scott here with us. E. Poston from Colorado. Good to know there's people all over checking in with me tonight. Barbara K is here again. Thank you for being here again, Barbara. Pepper Coast Organization. That cover image is fun. Yes, that was another one done by Stable Diffusion. And let's just, while we're on that subject, let me get over here and pull this guy up. I think this is the most current one. I was working on my thumbnail earlier today, and I asked my son, Alex, who's 10, what he thought of my icon there. Well, or my facial expression there. And I pulled that, I created that in Stable Diffusion, if you're not aware. But my son started playing around with Photoshop, and I decided to let him go ahead and start redesigning the icon a little bit. He went up. He had redesigned this. He did this little graphic down here, and altered this one up here in the right with his stuff playing around. He's really good in Microsoft Paint. And I keep telling him that he needs to learn Photoshop. So he was playing around in my Photoshop. He was a little frustrated. Photoshop can be very daunting. It's very powerful, but it's also got so much stuff, it's kind of hard to manipulate sometimes. He went up to the CryptoDad icon. He goes, "Dad, don't you think you should change this icon? You've had the same one for like 4 years now." So he redid this one and added that little Bitcoin icon. So we were having some fun this afternoon, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use this one or not, but I decided to go ahead with it. And let's see, I wanted to show you one other thing that he did. He did this one also, which I thought was kind of cool. He was just playing around with the shape tools and stuff. So he can start taking over from me pretty soon. Let's see, Asil is here. Thank you for being here. Poppy from Guam. Wow, that's really cool. Bitcoin Trini and CHN. Hello. It's good to have everybody here. Pardon me. Good to have everybody here. If you've never been in the live stream before, take a look down below the video in the description, and you'll see a little breakdown of our top story and the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about anonymity and KYC. I was recording a video yesterday. I think I recorded it yesterday, demonstrating the new MetaMask features of cash out. So they've had MetaMask buy for a bit, and then they just recently introduced cash out. And there are several ways to do it. And one of them is PayPal. So we'll talk about that tonight. But when I was doing that, as I was doing the demo, I like to go through everything from beginning to end, step by step. And in order to set all this up, I had to input my social security number, had to scan my ID, log into my bank account. And I know this is kind of where crypto is heading. And a lot of people in the comments of when I post videos like that will say stuff like, oh, I would never, I don't want to give anybody my banking info, which is kind of, they don't quite understand how Plaid works. But I mean, basically it does ask you to log into your bank account. But is this, and you know, people just don't want to give up personal information when it comes to crypto. And I totally understand, but it's getting to the point now where any on-ramp, and then including this Web3 integration stuff, is going to require KYC and personal identifying information in order to sort of make it all work. So let's talk a little bit about that tonight. And I'd like to know what everybody thinks about that. And also got some links here for you guys. If you're interested in setting up a rig like I have, I've got my Amazon link there. I've got a list of things we're going to talk about, ways to get a hold of me on social media. Shoot me an email if you're having an issue and you know you just want to reach out for a little tech support. Shoot me an email. I'm happy to reply to you. And I've got the news stories that we're going to talk about tonight. And then a lot of recommendations and affiliate links for hardware wallets and cryptocurrency exchanges. So we'll talk about some of that stuff later. Let's jump into the news. The big story is kind of what's going on with the crypto market. The Bitcoin price is at 26.4 right here. Currently, we're at 26,576. Pretty good considering where we were early in the week. The world's largest crypto has bounced from a 3-month low below 25,000 hit on Monday. The price of Bitcoin is modestly lower during U.S. trading hours on Friday, but at its current 26,300 is ahead about 2% from week ago levels. The crypto began the week with sizable losses, dipping below 25. Thank you, Huxley Ben, for subscribing. Always good to have new subscribers. The big fear, I believe, in the early part of the week was the FTX situation. They received court permission to start selling their digital assets. And people kept thinking that FTX was about to just dump all of this crypto onto the market. But the sales will be at a measured pace and unlikely to cause any quick tumbles in crypto markets. And so we've had a couple of pumps from some good news, which I'm going to cover here shortly. Franklin Templeton joining the race for an ETF, and Deutsche Bank delving deeper into digital asset custody and tokenization. Both of those events sort of gave Bitcoin a pump and helped it recover from those lows. So it experienced what they might call a false breakdown. So it was right around when Bitcoin was around 25,000 that the news of the Franklin Templeton, throwing their hat in the ring for an ETF broke, which sort of helped Bitcoin bounce off its lows. So we're going to talk more about those events here shortly. Unfortunately, for those of us who are holding altcoins or placing our hope in altcoins, they're signaling weakness. Unfortunately, the broader crypto market is not as strong as BTC. While Bitcoin consolidated, the rest of the market showed weakness. Unfortunately, the broader crypto market is not as strong as BTC. Their fall on Monday was bigger than BTC, and their bounce back was weaker. We're talking about, when I say altcoin, I mean basically anything that's not Bitcoin. So Ethereum is considered an altcoin, Polkadot, Litecoin, ERC20 tokens, anything that's not Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. And then ApeCoin, which is an ERC20 token, was one of the biggest losers. They have an unlocking event coming up in the next week or so, or tomorrow, I guess, this Sunday, where all of the early investors will now have the tokens that they invested in unlocked so that they can sell. So they're expecting some more weakness from people selling. All right, so let's jump over to that big story that I highlighted in the title here, Deutsche Bank to delve into crypto custody. We've talked, I've been around for quite a while doing my live stream since 2018, I guess. The live stream has been every week. And we're a far cry from where we were before. Back then, Bitcoin was an outlier. The crypto markets were an outlier. And banks wanted nothing to do with Bitcoin. There was some talk. There was a narrative that was put out, which was Bitcoin bad, blockchain good. And it was kind of, the story sort of went, Bitcoin is worthless, it's used by criminals, blah, 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 but blockchain is a promising technology. And so banks and companies and Wall Street were okay with blockchain. But now, in today's world, there is a lot of implementation of blockchain technology for a lot of different things, but banks are getting into Bitcoin custody now, which would have been unheard of. So we have Deutsche Bank, one of the largest banks in the world, which will partner with Taurus, which is a custody and tokenization technology to manage cryptocurrencies. So it looks like you might be able to just buy Bitcoin directly from your bank and have your bank hold on to it for you. Isn't that nice of them? Swiss startup, Germany's biggest lender, Deutsche Bank, said in June it had applied for a crypto custody license from the country's financial watchdog, BaFin. The bank's publicly known crypto custody ambitions stretch back to early 2021 when the details about a digital asset custody prototype appeared in a report by the World Economic Forum. So Germany's rollout of rules for firms to custody crypto assets, and more broadly, Europe's proposed regime for markets in crypto assets regulation are providing traditional finance firms with the clarity needed to explore the digital assets industry. They're a step ahead of the U.S., where we have an SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, and the administration that he's melded into. The Biden administration openly hostile to crypto on many fronts. There are a lot of there's a blockchain caucus in our Congress that is pro-blockchain, and we're beginning to see a lot of legislation introduced to give clarity to the use of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But because of the SEC stance, there's a lot of hesitation and uncertainty in the U.S. about crypto. So it looks like the European Union is a little bit ahead of us in that respect. So, but this is great adoption news. And then we have Franklin Templeton, which is a very large firm, has joined in the spot Bitcoin ETF race. The financial services heavyweight joins its brethren, BlackRock, Fidelity, and others, in vying for a spot Bitcoin ETF. An ETF, exchange traded fund, is where you have a company that's holding an asset and people can invest in that company and sort of indirectly hold the asset, whether it's gold or pork bellies or Bitcoin. And this is supposedly going to open the floodgates to institutional investment. I should add also this previous story about Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank is talking about institutional custody, not retail, really. So I think I mentioned, though, maybe you'll be able to buy Bitcoin from your bank, but probably only if you're a huge hedge fund or someone that's substantially rich. So we'll see. So Franklin Templeton follows BlackRock and other financial heavyweights who have bet that the SEC may soon allow, or perhaps even be forced by courts to allow, a spot Bitcoin ETF to hit the public markets. Our good friend Dan, I haven't seen Dan in the chat window yet, but he's predicting a Bitcoin ETF to be approved. I believe he mentioned January. Saw Dan in person on Tuesday of this week. So it was great seeing Dan. Let's see. Well, let's go over to this next story here. PayPal rolls out crypto for US dollar conversion service. So in addition to allowing people to actually hold crypto in their PayPal accounts, PayPal has rolled out some new features that allow people to cash out directly from crypto wallets to their bank. And I've done this within MetaMask, and it works pretty well. You'll basically go through the process of connecting your MetaMask account to some third-party payment providers, including PayPal. PayPal will have you connect your bank using Plaid, and then when you do a crypto sell, you'll get to a screen where you have the option of cashing out that crypto sale to your PayPal account directly, or directly onto your debit card, or directly onto your connected bank account through PayPal. Pretty exciting, but as I said, it does require a lot of personally identifying information to be entered into your MetaMask wallet, which some people may not be too happy about. So we still get to that thing where there are people that want to keep their wallets completely separated from every other aspect of their life. I know there are people that buy laptops that are only used for crypto and don't let that, don't do any personal stuff on that laptop. So, but now that we're reaching this integration phase of crypto adoption, in Web3, MetaMask is a very powerful self-custody wallet. It only makes sense for them to integrate these features, which require some identification. It has to be. You can't just have someone pull money out of their bank account without some sort of ID and KYC. So we'll talk more about that. But this is a big adoption story. And then I have another story here which broke earlier. Kenny has been sending me news stories all week long. Thank you again, Kenny, for all the news stories. But Kenny sent me this one this morning. Mark Cuban loses $870K in a hot wallet hack. Mark Cuban confirmed that he was hacked, but doesn't know precisely how. Oh, hello, JDO. Thanks for being here. So Mark Cuban, a very public Bitcoin and crypto advocate, apparently has a MetaMask wallet that was drained on September 15th. That was yesterday, I guess. And somebody posted, of course, Ethereum addresses are public. And large whales are often, people kind of monitor what's going on with big whale wallets. And someone noticed that a lot of crypto had been emptied out of this wallet. This looks like Etherscan. And as you can see here, his wallet, he's named it here, Mark Cuban 2, was apparently sitting dormant for 160 days. I guess that's around 6 months. We'll take that out. Okay, there's a little more breakdown of what went on. But it looks like from this picture that they were emptying out the ERC20 tokens. Now, apparently, Mark logged in and transferred some of his US dollar coin out, to $2 million worth of US dollar coin out. It seems really strange that someone like Mark Cuban would have well, it's not strange that he would have so much money, but why would he store that much money in a hot wallet such as MetaMask? Now, you can use MetaMask with a hardware device, but apparently he wasn't. He was just using MetaMask in his browser, which is less secure than in conjunction with a hardware device. The private key is held on your computer. But it's unclear exactly how this hack worked. It's very, very rare for a hacker to gain remote access to someone's computer and steal their MetaMask wallet information and then run some kind of program that decrypts that the password for that wallet or all of that private information of the wallet that's stored on the computer. What is much more likely is a malicious smart contract, and that is where you're in using a DEX or something like that, and you approve a transaction. When you're using MetaMask with a DApp or a DEX, decentralized exchange, and you're making a swap or a trade or a transfer, a window is going to pop up that asks you to authorize. And a lot of times, if you're on a shady site, that could be a malicious smart contract masquerading as a normal pop-up. And so you'll click the authorize button, and you've authorized the attacker to transfer assets out of your wallet. That is more likely. But what is the most likely way that people get their wallets hacked is by inadvertently revealing their backup phrase. So we don't know if that's what happened with Mark Cuban or not. He's claiming, let's see. A few hours later, Cuban confirmed to DL News that he had gone on MetaMask for the first time in months and vaguely, this is Mark Cuban, vaguely suggested that the hacker or hackers may have been watching and waiting for a moment to pounce. So this sounds like he was under the impression that by logging into the wallet, somehow at that point, he allowed the hackers access to the wallet. I don't think that's a common way for wallets to get quote unquote hacked. And like I said, when they talk about crypto wallets getting emptied, they usually use the word hack. This is really not the most appropriate term to use for a wallet, a crypto wallet. When the word hack to me generally implies a person who is remote that has used malware or spyware or some kind of virus tool to gain access remotely to a server or someone else's computer. And then once they've gained a foothold, they use other tools to get in further. That is what I consider hacking. Crypto wallets are usually emptied by scammers that have tricked people into revealing their seed phrase. So in the case of that, all the attacker has to do is restore the seed phrase to their own wallet, and they have total access, and they can just transfer out. So there's really no coding skills involved in that. That's simply they call social engineering, right? So I wish they wouldn't always use the word hack when they talk about people losing money out of their crypto wallets. So as you can see here, some suggested that Cuban may have mistakenly signed a malicious transaction, which is what I was talking about. That is the malicious smart contract. And then others asserted that his private key was compromised, given that the funds were directly transferred out of the wallet. So it was obvious that from looking at the Etherscan that whoever moved this crypto had full access to the wallet. It wasn't like there was some sort of smart contract that got implemented. They simply used the wallet to move crypto out. This is not the first time Cuban has taken a hit in the crypto market. Back in June 2021, Cuban lost an unspecified amount of capital on what he called a rug pull after an algorithmic stablecoin project called Iron Finance imploded amid a supposed bank run. Okay, so there we have it. Let me get caught up on the chat real quick. I just want to make sure everything's good here. I don't know why I'm not seeing this much scrolling over here. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Let's look at MetaMask here real quick. Well, I want to make some comments about this so-called wallet hack on Mark Cuban. So if you are using MetaMask in your browser, when you first install MetaMask, you'll end up with just a single account. And the default name is account 1. And this is kind of what MetaMask looks like when you first set it up. Now, you can add additional accounts by simply doing the add account here. This just creates an additional account based on the original seed phrase that they give you when you set up MetaMask. So all of these secondary accounts that you can see I've created here are all based on the same seed phrase. So if something happens to my computer, I can reinstall MetaMask on a different computer or a new browser and use the seed phrase that I wrote down when I set up MetaMask to restore these accounts. Now, there are additional ways to create accounts in MetaMask. As you can see here, we've got the import account, which allows you to import an account from maybe a different browser or a different computer or somewhere else using a private key. That's not very common. But the other one here, the add hardware wallet, allows you to add a new account based on a hardware wallet. And if we scroll down here, you can see that these last two accounts that I have are protected by my Ledger device. I also have some Trezor devices. You can also add Trezor devices into MetaMask. Now, adding a hardware wallet account does not automatically protect these other accounts with the hardware device. They're still relatively secure on your computer. So as I mentioned, the private key for your MetaMask wallet is stored somewhere in your file system. Most likely it's way down, like in your, what am I doing here? Here. It's usually way down in your, inside your users folder, inside the app data folder, in roaming, somewhere in here, or maybe in local, what was it, in Chrome or Google. There's a folder down here where the information for your MetaMask is stored. And it's very rare for someone to gain remote access to your computer and hack your wallet like that. In general, if you're on a DApp site, you have to be very careful when you authorize transactions. Those are the types of things where you could inadvertently authorize access to your wallet. But the most common way that people get their wallets emptied out is by inadvertently revealing their backup phrase. So if I were to accidentally reveal my MetaMask backup phrase, then anyone with that phrase could empty out these wallets. Now, you might think, oh, well, the hardware wallets are an exception to that. And that is true. They would be to the MetaMask seed phrase. But if I were to inadvertently reveal my Ledger 24-word backup phrase, then these accounts would be just as vulnerable to someone that could just create the wallet on their computer and gain access. As you all know, or may not know, your crypto is not stored in your wallet. Your crypto is out there on the blockchain. All of these wallets are what we call wallets on your computer, are just interfaces to what's going on out there on the blockchain. So if you have a backup phrase and someone in China or Slovakia or France or Africa or I don't want to say group or Egypt. I want to implement a whole continent. But anybody anywhere in the world that gets a hold of your seed phrase and has a computer or a phone can restore a wallet with your seed phrase and have full access to all of the crypto that you have stored on the blockchain. So that is the most common way that people get their crypto, quote unquote, hacked. And it's not really a hack. It's more of a scam, right? Because the scammer gets your seed phrase and then they have full access. They don't need to have any coding skills. All they have to do is restore their wallet with your seed phrase. And now they have a working active crypto wallet that can access your crypto, right? And generally what they're going to do, of course, is just transfer it to a different wallet. So they don't want to run the risk of you prematurely pulling all your crypto off to an exchange or something like that, right? Once they have access to your wallet, they're going to want to transfer it to a wallet that they control that is safe, right? They're not going to be, they will never reveal their private keys or backup phrases. So as you can see here with the Mark Cuban wallet, it looks like they pulled out some Ethereum, some Tether, some Rarible, some Matic, some ST ETH. So this is what happens when you accidentally reveal your seed phrase. So we don't know exactly what happened with Mark Cuban. Maybe he just had that jotted down somewhere. Maybe he accidentally typed it in somewhere. It's hard to know, right? But tragic nonetheless, right? All right, so let me kind of get caught up on what's going on over in the chat window. Do I still use Ledger? Yeah, I have a Ledger device and I still use it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole today, but I don't consider it to be unsafe to use a Ledger device. There's a lot of FUD out there. And I've noticed, I've been on Reddit. You know, I get email alerts from Reddit because I'm in the Ledger Reddit group. And I think that more and more there are people coming out and defending the Ledger device, not defending the company or their backup service, but defending the device on Reddit. You'll see a lot more people that are reasonably talking about how the Ledger device is really not compromised. But we talked about that last week. Let's see. JDO is here. Thank you for being here. Why did Mark Cuban not secure his tokens? Good question, right? Caspa is so much already, which worries me. We don't really talk about coins and prices of coins here in the live stream, so I would appreciate it. Like I said, I don't give my opinion on the market, whether a coin is going up or down. I just don't do that. And there are a lot of crypto influencers that has come back to bite them. Although I might have made more money as a crypto influencer talking about coins and what coin to buy and where coins are going and that sort of stuff, BitBoy is one that comes to mind. Actually had quite a few people upset at him because they lost money on coins that he recommended. So I try to stay away from predictions and recommendations in the live stream. We're going to talk more about crypto security. I want to teach you how to hang on to the coins you have. I think that's most important. Yeah, so yeah, we don't talk about coins and markets here. Sorry if you're here for that. I apologize. All right, so it looks like I'm caught up on the stream here. Let me just double check what's going on over here. Yeah, I think that's it. We're all caught up. So let me just go ahead and demo this MetaMask thing. Now, I started to do a video yesterday. I wanted to cover this snaps, which is some new functionality that you can add, sort of like MetaMask plugins, where you can actually manage like Bitcoin, Tezos, some non-EVM chains within MetaMask. So MetaMask is really gaining a lot of interesting functionality. This is an open beta, but when I sat down to do the video, I wanted to cover the MetaMask buy and sell. As I mentioned, the sell feature is the latest thing, which just came out a few days ago, where you can sell directly out of your MetaMask wallet. And then the buy has been around for a bit now. So you can see here that you can buy. So why it's... Let me see if I can... Oh, okay, yeah. So there's different methods that you can use for buy. So if you use, say, your debit or credit card, then you have more options as far as, oh, I can buy lots of different cryptos. Of course, they're all EVM-based cryptos, Binance Smart Chain, AVAX, ERC20, and you would connect using these third-party payment processors, right? I think I managed to do a MoonPay buy, but I tried to do a sell, and why can't I? Oh, doggone it! Why won't this let me do anything here? Maybe it's not enough crypto. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. There. Yeah, I was able to pull this one off. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're going to play around with it. But I definitely can do the PayPal thing. But before I do that, I would like to get a little more Ethereum in this wallet, right? Because the max is not quite as high as I would like it to be. So I'm thinking... actually, we could do the buy. Yeah, let's try that. First of all, let me just talk a little bit about how this is all connected. As you can see here, I've got one of my wallets connected here, and you could switch this around in the MetaMask pull down. So if I wanted to switch to, say, this other account here, you'll notice that when I switch over in the MetaMask pull down, that the account or wallet has changed here in the buy interface. So basically, let me see if I can disconnect it. I'm not sure if I can or not. No. Boop-a-doo. Yeah, usually they have like a... Okay, this is add account. Yeah, I don't know. Most DEXs have a log out thing. I kind of wanted to have you see it from scratch, but I'm kind of live now, so... yeah, so let's go ahead. You basically connect when you're in your MetaMask wallet. You can click on this portfolio here. If you're using MetaMask up in the corner here, I like to hit these three dots and go over to expanded view, which gives you a whole browser tab to play around in MetaMask. And if you hit this portfolio here, it will take you to the portfolio dashboard, where it has these additional functionality. So let's go ahead and do this buy, and let's switch it over to the ledger protected wallet. So I'll click up here, and I'll pull this down, and I'll switch over to my ledger main account. All right, you can see it's here. And what I would like to do is buy $50 worth of Ethereum using my bank account. Now, I think I managed to do it with MoonPay. So let's see here. Asil, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's see. It's going to deliver it directly to my wallet. It's going to be $50 worth. And I had previously connected my debit card, but let's go ahead, use my debit card to pay. But let's go ahead and, I thought that I had already been through all this. Okay. Thank you, Asil. I appreciate that. I thought that I had set all this up, but I guess I didn't. Okay. All right. Oh, every time I'm alive, something goes wrong. All right, let's see here. I thought I could use PayPal to do this. Okay, here. Let's do it that way. Yeah, I thought that I had used the MoonPay to do this, but apparently it's acting like my bank account wasn't connected. Let's just do PayPal. Right, so we'll buy with PayPal. Let's do 50, and we'll just buy Ethereum. Actually, with this, when you use PayPal, that's the only thing you can buy, right? If you use some of those other processors, you can buy other cryptos, but PayPal will only allow Ethereum purchases. So let's do that. Let's hit buy with PayPal. And it should ask me to log into my PayPal account. There we go. And I'll get myself logged in. They're going to send me a text, most likely. Oh, actually, I've got two-factor set up on PayPal now. So basically, we're just going to go over to Google Authenticator. There's my PayPal code. I'm actually just going to type it in here. What do we got here? 982013. Get ourselves logged into our PayPal account. And okay, right. Yeah. So we get this PayPal window. They want to do an additional security check. So they're going to send me a text. This is in addition to my two-factor. Let's see here. Where is that text? There it is. All right. They've sent me another code. All right. We'll hit continue here. Identity is confirmed. Yay. And now another window should pop up, which breaks down that transaction. Aha. So here is where I can choose the bank account that I want to use. I thought that they had the option of PayPal balance, but I think maybe I emptied out my PayPal when I did that video yesterday. Let me just check real quick what my, and I don't want to screw around too long or they might bomb me out of this. Come on, PayPal. Just pull on up, please, so I can see what my balance is. I'm looking on my phone over here. Ugh, and of course it's not pulling up when I'm live. But I think I emptied it out yesterday, which is why it's not giving me the option. Anyway, let's do the bank. All right, that was my intention. So as you can see, through PayPal, I'm able to connect directly to my bank and make a purchase. Use within MetaMask, right? So, and here it is. I'm going to get a charge. So yeah, this is another issue with all of this stuff is that, you've got these merchant charges, surcharges, and all that. But once we click this, it's going to go straight into my MetaMask wallet. There we go. It's pretty cool. Oh, I don't know why PayPal will not come up on my phone. Frustrating. Okay. Come on, PayPal. Okay, I just got an alert that my ETH is on the way. If we look at that, that's kind of cool. Oh, okay, yeah. So I guess I left $20 in the account, but that wasn't. That was maybe below the minimum or whatever for that direct purchase in MetaMask, which is why. Because I could have sworn that you had the option of using your balance, but maybe not. Maybe not with the purchase thing. So give this a minute or so. KW1, I am funny. Thank you. Yeah, I'm funny when I'm under stress and I'm trying to entertain company and things start going wrong on me. But I think this one worked out. this, and then I'll show you the sell. And I played around with this yesterday. I actually had a fail when I was trying to use one of the third-party payment processors. I failed the ID verification step. I mean, I had gotten all the way down, had connected with Plaid and done everything. And then at the very end, they wanted identifying documents. I had to take a picture of my driver's license and take a selfie. And then that failed, right? I think I tried twice, and then it just bombed out and said that they couldn't do it. And that was with, I forget the name. We'll go back to it here in a minute. But hopefully this will happen. It didn't take too long when I did it yesterday, but that was during the day. At night, things are usually a little busier, so maybe that's why it's taken a little longer. But yeah, let me read what JDO is asking down here. I'm having a weird issue on my phone, so I wanted to disable my two-factor on either Kraken or Gemini till the phone issue is... Oh, okay, there we go. Transaction successful. Yay. It's available in my account. And I think when they say account, they mean my wallet. So let's go back to the dash. Actually, we can go back to MetaMask. And notice there that now I have more ETH in the wallet, right? So, and if we go to my ETH, you can see that I just received 49.77 in Ethereum. So we managed to use the functionality within the MetaMask wallet to make a purchase of cryptocurrency directly, not directly, but using my bank, right? I was able to, and the money came right out of my bank account. But I had to use a third-party payment processor, and that was PayPal. And I'm pretty sure, and like I said, I tried several ways yesterday, but I'm pretty sure that when I set up this whole thing yesterday, that I had to connect my bank account using Plaid when I was setting up this PayPal thing. So MetaMask, Plaid, and PayPal. And then, as I mentioned, there are other ways to buy the crypto. So if we, choose debit or credit card. Oh, maybe this was why I wasn't. Or you can even use the Cash app, which I haven't tried yet. That's kind of interesting. Oh, see, and you go through this transact, right? I think I did that with this one. Sardine, that's the one. This is the one I couldn't make happen yesterday. I failed their ID check. Just not because I have a bad ID or anything, but because I couldn't get my picture and focus right to pass their AI or whatever. But I did get the MoonPay set up, and I think that was during the sell phase. Yeah, it looks like I was able to get the MoonPay. Oh, okay. So here we go in the sell. And in this situation, if I were to sell this Ethereum, it would go back into my Chase account, right? Because I just pulled out some money from my Chase account. But I can also make a sale directly out of my wallet, or basically it's another crypto off-ramp. So in other words, normally what I would have done would be to transfer this Ethereum out of MetaMask over to an exchange, right? You've seen me do this lots of times. I would go over to my exchange. I would tell them that I want to receive some Ethereum. Oops. And that I would get the Ethereum address, and I would just go over to MetaMask and make a transfer, right? That's normally how I cash out, right? You saw me do it last week, right? I cashed out to Coinbase. I could have also done it to Kraken, right? I wanted to show you. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted when I was reading JDO's post here. He wants to disable 2FA with either Kraken or Gemini till the phone issue is resolved. I can use my 2FA now, but cannot find the option to use SMS or no. Generally, every crypto exchange is a little bit different. But generally, you go into the settings of your crypto exchange to disable or alter your two-factor authentication. And with Coinbase, I know you go over to settings, and then let me move it here just in case something like my address pops up or something. Okay, yeah, you go to security, right? So, you know, you're at home, you go into your portfolio or your preferences over here, you go to settings, you go to security, and there is where you alter two-factor in. So notice there that they've got my authenticator app there. So basically what you would do here is disable this, and I don't want to click here because it'll show my two-factor QR code. But you basically disable your two-factor in your settings, and then it will just default back to SMS, most likely. That's generally how it works. Yeah, we got pulled out of there, didn't we? Let's go back here. But I wanted to show you how I sign into Kraken. I have a hardware two-factor device. So when I sign into Kraken, I use a password manager for my login and password. It wants me to insert my YubiKey. So if you notice here, it's kind of hard to see, but I have a YubiKey over here in the USB port. So all I have to do is kind of touch it. I think I waited too long. Let's refresh that. Let's see if it works again. All right, let's try again. All right, so you have to do it right away. There, it worked that time. So, and then you can't really see because it's a bit bright, but if I take you back here, you can see that now I'm, whoops, sorry. I'm logged in, right, to my Kraken. So that's how a hardware two-factor works. It's very secure. I believe they consider that more secure than Google Authenticator because only the person with the hardware device is able to log in, right? It's kind of the same with Google Authenticator, but that's on an app on your phone. So the only drawback to the hardware is that it's not universally supported across all accounts and devices, but it does have quite a bit of support. And you don't want to lose that device either. That's kind of another tricky issue. I think there are ways to back it up. But if you lose your two-factor device, like your phone or your YubiKey, you're really a pain to gain access to your accounts that you have locked down with 2FA. So try going into Kraken without your 2A device, and you're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops with tech support. You have to prove who you are, you know, identifying documents and all that stuff to get them to disable the two-factor so that you can re-enable it using your new device, right, if you lose it. So, but I did want to point out that the two-factor YubiKey is a great way to secure your accounts. So let's see, JDO is asking about how do you disable two-factor in Kraken. I'm assuming it's pretty much the same. You go to security. Let me move this over for a second. Sorry, I just want to see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, it doesn't reveal any. Oh, that's why I had pulled that. There we go. All right, so you can see here that I have a password and sign in, and that I have two-factor authentication set up, and manage here is where I would go in and change those settings. So from here, I could go in and tell it I don't want to use the two-factor anymore. The problem, JDO, is that when you attempt to disable your two-factor authentication, you will need your current authentication method to be active, right? So I don't know what the problem with your phone is, if it's not working or if it's down or anything, but you cannot go into your settings and disable 2FA if you're using Google Authenticator without having your Google Authenticator. Because when you try to turn it off, it'll ask you for the code, right? Or if I try to turn off my YubiKey, it's going to ask me for the code, or it'll ask me to touch the hardware, right? So you can't disable it without having it, right? So if your phone, like you've got a cracked screen or whatever, you're kind of dead in the water unless you've backed up your Google Authenticator to a secondary device, which is what I've done. I think we talked about that. I have my old phone here because when I got my new phone, I didn't do a upgrade. I just bought a new phone. So I still have my old phone. I still have my previous phone, and it has my Google Authenticator on there. So if I were out and about, or, you know, I got held up or something and I had to, you know, someone stole my phone, or I left it in a bathroom, or I dropped it in Lake Michigan or whatever, I would still have my Google codes on my other device, which I still have access to. So backing up your Google codes is highly advisable, right? If you click on manage, the only option I see is YubiKey. Okay, let me go over to manage and see what I don't want everyone to see it. Okay, so if I go to manage, it wants me to touch my YubiKey. So I'll do that. Okay, there it's asking me to set it up. Says my YubiKey is active. Okay, yeah, so this is what I'm seeing. I don't remember if I had the option of using Google Authenticator with Kraken. I would assume that I did. Oh, well, I did manage. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it took me, okay. So it took me to a QR code that I was supposed to scan with my Authenticator app. And then it wanted the Authenticator app code. I don't want to show you that QR code because that has my two-factor information from Kraken on there. But, yeah, it says, it's asking me to set up Google Authenticator. Download and install a 2FA app on your device. We recommend Google Authenticator. Scan the QR code and then enter the code. Now, if you already had Google Authenticator set up, I'm assuming that when you clicked on that, it's basically asking you to do it with a new device, right? So if you were to scan that QR code with your new device and then enter the code that you got on your Authenticator app, it would disable the old one automatically. Pretty sure. If that's what you're trying to do. I don't know what the problem with your phone is. I don't know if you want to share it with the world or not either. Yeah. It's tricky. Oh, I see what you're saying. There's no option to turn it off. You have to add a new one or that. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it either. I didn't see turn off. Yeah, that's good. Let's see if I hit manage. Yeah, there is no way to turn it off. The only thing it'll do is transfer it to a new device, what it looks like. But they do have that advanced setting down there. And I'm not sure what that is. I don't really mess. Okay, so let's back up. Yeah, it's weird. It looks like once you set up two-factor, they won't let you disable it. They'll only let you transfer it to a newer device, which is kind of odd. Okay. Yeah, so I've got the YubiKey. Yeah, and manage just takes me to a like you said, the QR code that lets me transfer it to a different device, but it does not have a disable on there. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I see your dilemma. I don't know what to say. What do I want to do here? I want to put this up in there. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it is weird that they don't have like disable. Because I think Coinbase has that. Let me check Coinbase here real quick. We'll try not to get too bogged down in this. But let's see. When it tells me I want to upgrade, no, I don't see it here either in Coinbase. Huh. Okay. Very strange. Okay. Yeah, you're right, JDO. I don't see a way to disable it. It doesn't say disable anymore. It used to back in the day. Now it just tells you that you can like add a new one, right? I don't see, yeah, my default method is the Authenticator app. Now they do, and it won't scroll again with this stupid, I don't know why I cannot scroll in Coinbase. It just really bugs me. I don't know if anyone else is having this issue, but I am. So I can't scroll down for some bizarre reason in Coinbase, but I can look at it in a bigger window over here. And I do have the option of adding a security key, but I don't see a way to simply disable the two-factor. Maybe you got to call them for that. Anywho, all right. So we got a little bogged down there. Sorry about that. Oh, Kraken is acting like you don't have it on already. Well, if you don't have it on, you might try logging into Kraken and see if they allow you to simply log in without providing a code. If you have to put in the code when you log in, then it's obviously active. It's really weird that they're not even giving you the option to disable two-factor once you have set it up. That just seems rather restrictive, but I don't know. I was not aware of this. Oh, you had no problem disabling it on Coinbase or Google. Okay. What about using the keyboard to scroll? Okay, let's see. I'm trying to use my mouse wheel. Let's go to security. Okay, so I cannot scroll. I can't, no, my keyboard arrows are not doing it for me. I don't know what is wrong with Coinbase. Maybe I'm in the wrong browser. Maybe if I were over in Chrome, it would work. I don't know. It's just really frustrating. Let me see what happens when I log into Coinbase. Okay. It's going to want my two-factor. Okay. Okay. Okay, they're going to send me an email, which would go to my Gmail. Here we go. It just never ends, does it? Okay. All right, I got to go over to my other account here. If they're even going to let me sign into it. Okay, there. All right. Good heavens, man. Come on, baby. Go in there. Oh. Okay. There. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that means that now I'm logged into my Coinbase account in Google Chrome. Now, oh, God No matter how much hard I try, I always reveal personal information. Just cannot avoid it, can I? Okay. Okay, here, let's do this. All right, security. I can scroll in Chrome. Okay. So it's when I'm in Brave that I can't scroll. Weird. Okay. Maybe because of the, the privacy settings, the tracking settings or whatever in Brave, or the ad blockers in Brave are, because like here, I cannot scroll to save my life. I'm rolling up and down on the scroll wheel, but over here in Chrome, I can go up and down. Go figure. Okay. But I don't generally access Chrome, access Coinbase in Chrome. I always do it from Brave, just the way I have things set up. Let's get back on track if we can. We're getting a little off track here, or I am. I don't mind. I mean, I'm here to answer questions, so we delved into that. But that is very strange, JDO, that it seems like they have made it to where it's almost impossible to disable two-factor once you set it up. But yeah, I would have to poke around when I'm not live, when I'm not under pressure. I'm always verklempt when I'm live. I can't figure anything out. But then after I go offline, I sit down and I figure it out in like 2 minutes. Okay. Oh, Ledger Live sync issues. I wanted to bring this issue up. It's a very interesting issue here. There the Ethereum showed up because this is my Ledger device, right? Even though I was using MetaMask. But what is interesting is that I recently updated my Ledger Live software to version 2.68.1, and this was just a few days ago. And I'm having trouble syncing my accounts. In particular, this one Bitcoin affiliate account has an inaccurate balance. Now, part of the problem, I'm assuming, is that I have had this wallet has been active for quite some time. They've got this show more. This wallet, I've had this wallet, see, it goes way down, right? I've had this wallet, and this is just 2022. This wallet has been active since like 2018 or 19. So that may be part of the problem. But when I updated my Ledger Live, and I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but somehow, all of a sudden, I noticed my portfolio was off. And I noticed that there was more Bitcoin in this wallet than there is, right? I know, because I know how much Bitcoin I have. So I went into the wallet and noticed that, like, there's this huge balance. And Antrioke, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate that. So I knew that this wallet was empty, right? And all of a sudden it was telling me that I had like $1,600 in it worth of Bitcoin. And over the last day, the balance has gone down. But it's basically it's not synced up, right? It must be crawling across the blockchain trying to sync up this particular wallet. And it's reading a previous balance that has since been transferred out. But it does have the most recent transaction, which is an affiliate payment that came in yesterday for $269. And that should be the balance of the wallet, not this $800. So I had this problem before. And the way I solved it was I took the 24-word recovery phrase of my Ledger wallet and restored it to my Trezor device. So if we go over here to Trezor, and this is my Ledger seed phrase, right, on my Trezor. So if we go down to, and you'll see that this is a legacy account. This is an old account. I've had it for a long time. It's reflecting the real balance of the wallet, which is 269. That payment that came in. There it is right there. Came in yesterday, $269. Well, I don't know what Trezor does different, but I've never had that sync issue with Trezor Suite. But I've had it several times with Ledger Live. Now, there was a Reddit post that someone had said that when they updated this to this latest version of Ledger Live, that Ledger Live was not syncing properly, which is a related issue. And someone from Ledger Tech Support said, we're aware of this, we're working on it, your crypto is safe, all that normal stuff that they say. But I've had this issue with Ledger Live before, and it fixed itself over time. But it was very frustrating while it was happening. What's frustrating about it is that well, the first thing when it first happened to me, I was like, hey, I got some Bitcoin in here that I wasn't aware of. And so I tried to transfer it and it failed because it's not really there. And so I was like, okay, well, that makes sense because the balance is inaccurate. That I shouldn't be able to transfer crypto that doesn't exist. That was all well and good. But when I got an affiliate payment, like I did yesterday, I wasn't able to use this wallet at all because it's not synced properly. So if we try to move this Bitcoin over to Coinbase, we're going to get a problem. Let's see here. Well, let's do, the first thing we'll try to do is we'll receive some Bitcoin. I've got my ledger connected. Right, let's try to send to Coinbase $500 worth of Bitcoin, which it tells me I've got that much, right? But watch what happens when I try to do it. It's going to fail because it's not really there. And I know that some of you that are new, that are watching this, are probably horrified. Oh my God, yeah, it sucks. But the crypto is safe, right? The wallet is safe. It's just the interface is whacked out. Let me get this in here. Okay. So I'm going to show you what's going on with my device here. Okay. Let me enter the PIN. Ah, poo. Ah. My thumb slipped on when I was entering the PIN there. Okay. 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 All right. So here we go. Now we're going to need to be in the Bitcoin app, but Ledger Live will tell me that when I try to send. Right? It's going to tell me, okay, here you go. We're going to send $500 worth of Bitcoin, which I know I don't have in the wallet, although it's telling me I do. Right? It wants me to open the Bitcoin app. It's loading up. All right, there's the confirmation. Okay, there's the review. There's the amount, the address I'm sending to. We're going to approve this. Wants me to confirm the blockchain fees. We'll approve that. And here we go. There. See, that's what happens. Your transaction may have failed. Well, yeah. Please wait a moment, then check the transaction history before trying again. Minus 25, bad transaction inputs, missing, error, spent, something, right? This is indicating that I'm trying to do, send more than is really in the wallet. Even though Ledger Live is telling me that there's some in the wallet. Now, the problem that I had before, though, was that let's hit retry. Oh, well, let's back up. Let's try sending an amount that I know is in the wallet, right? Because we got $269 in the wallet yesterday. So we should be able to send $100 worth, because there's, even if we look over here, you can see there's $269 worth of Bitcoin in here. And I wish it would show me in Bitcoin and not sats. Oh, here. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather see it in Bitcoin. Okay, so I do have 0.01 Bitcoin in this wallet. I know it, right? So I'm not sending, I'm sending less than that from Ledger Live. So let's try. It may work, but it might not. Okay, here we go again. We're trying to send it to the same address, pretty much, I'm pretty sure. Let's double check that. I can double check on the device, right? There's the address I'm sending to. We can check that on Coinbase. Yeah, that's the correct address. All right, and then we'll approve this. And then we'll approve the Bitcoin blockchain fees and see what happens. See, you get the same error. And that's what's frustrating about Ledger Live, is that at this point, if all I had was Ledger Live, I can't send my own Bitcoin out because of this sync issue, even though I know there's Bitcoin in the wallet. Now, see, it's giving me that same error. Now, if I go over to Trezor, I can do it. I restored my Trezor using my Ledger seed phrase. All right, so I have my little trusty Trezor here. Let me enter my thing here. Whoops. I hope I got that. Okay. Same wallet, different device, right? Because I restored using my seed phrase. This is what I'm talking about. If someone gains hold of your seed phrase, they can restore it to their device and have full control over your crypto, right? I could be some guy in Serbia or Paris or England or wherever that has my seed phrase, and they've restored it to their device. Now, let's grab this address of Coinbase. Let's go over to Trezor. Trezor Suite. There we go. Let's do a send. We'll paste in the Coinbase address there. Let's send $100 like we were talking about. Let's hit review and send. All right. Let me go here. This cord is not long enough to reach. So I'm just going to authorize this. All right, there's the fees. And then I'm going to need to hold and confirm, right? Off it goes. We'll go back here. All right, now I'll broadcast. And off it goes. And somebody's here. Somebody's here bothering Dad. I see you. Yeah. Did you just eat? Yeah, you look like you ate something. You were outside and now you're back, huh? You're home early. It's only 7. He usually doesn't come home till around 10 when he's outside. Sometimes 11. Yeah. I've gone out and tracked him and he's like 0.2 miles away or whatever. All right, so here we go. That went out, right? And there it is, the outgoing transaction. Let's look over in Ledger Live and see if we can sync that up and see if we see that outgoing transaction. No. We see that incoming from yesterday. But try as I may, try as I might. And I've done this too. I've gone into help and done the clear cache. And it didn't fix it. In addition to that, I have also gone in here. Oh, there, see, there. There's the outgoing send, right? That I sent using my Trezor device. So, but there's some transactions in here that for some reason it still thinks I have an additional balance that is not there, and it will not allow me to send out from Ledger Live. So that's an issue. And this is not the first time it's happened to me in Ledger Live. So I just wanted anyone that's experiencing this issue to understand that your crypto is safe. It's not going anywhere. You can, you may just, if you don't want to go out and buy another hardware device, then you should probably just wait for Ledger Live to like fix this issue. Now, another thing that I've tried that did not work, which was remove the account from Ledger Live completely, right? And then go back in and hit add account and choose Bitcoin. And it's going to scan this device looking for, the Bitcoin app is already open. It's going to scan the device looking for accounts. And it's going to show me balances in a bunch of old accounts that I know are empty. But they're not, crypto is not going out that should not be going out. All I'm saying is that my device is not functioning properly within Ledger Live. I might possibly be able to connect this device like to Sparrow Wallet, and it would work. Right? The device itself will work. It's a problem with the Ledger Live interface. That's our problem. It already sees these other accounts. We're looking for a SegWit account that's coming up soon. Here it is right here. So just deselect all those, put this one back in, and we'll call this one, all right, that's the affiliate account, right, that we were just talking about. And it's right back where it was with an inaccurate balance. So, okay, so let me get caught up here. The cold card. I've done a video on the cold card. Birds, bees, and trees. I'm good. Thank you for asking. So when you try to log in, it does ask you for the auth code. Yeah, so it's still active, but it won't let you turn it off. Really weird. Hey, brother, want to ask you about cold card Bitcoin. First of all, I'll give you a link to the cold card video. Whoops. That's me. Let me see if I can get... Yeah, let's do this. Let's go over here. Cold card. So I've done 2 cold card videos. The first one is complete setup guide. And the other one is, whoops, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. And the other one is connecting it to various wallets. So I'll put this in the stream. Hey, Dan, good to have you. Whoops, did that work? I hope I didn't accidentally hit M there. Oh no, that looks fine. So 2 cold card videos. If you're interested in cold card and you want a little more of, complete discussion of cold card, I've done those videos. Okay. Cold card is great, very secure. But the drawback to the cold card, as opposed to other wallets, is that it is pretty difficult to set up and use, and it's Bitcoin only. But it is super secure, and it's not that expensive, I don't think, if I recall. Well, I think it's 200. Pardon me. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like they're on sale now. They were like $199. So yeah, that's about the same price as a Ledger Nano X. So, and they have different colors, but as I mentioned, yeah, it's Bitcoin only, which is fine, you know. And it is a little more difficult to use. Very secure, built and implemented with security in mind. And from what I understand, is fully open source. Not sure about the secure chip element, though. Pretty sure it has a secure chip element. I could be wrong about that. FAQ. Okay. Okay, so they're pretty close to being open source, but they do have a secure element chip. Fixed function device for private key storage. It is not a general purpose CPU like other secure elements. So it's a very simplified secure element. Most of the actual transactions are taking place in their open source code. So yeah, very, very secure and open source and transparent wallet. Really good, but a little difficult to use and Bitcoin only. Right. Load my ledger seed into SafePal and then you can move it. Yes. Now, you know, when I was talking about this issue with and this is only with this one Bitcoin wallet. The other Bitcoin wallets that I have are okay. The newer Bitcoin wallets that I have, not only is this Bitcoin wallet pretty old, several years old, it also has a large amount of transactions going in and out of it. So that might be one of the reasons that it's problematic when there's Ledger Live Sync issues. But I'm basically dead in the water if I needed to access the Bitcoin in this wallet in Ledger Live, and all I had was my Ledger device, I would be dead in the water. But I could import the seed into a different hardware wallet. But the problem is with a normal user and that gets in this situation and goes panic, you should never really do anything involving crypto in a panic or under duress, right? So there's room when you're in a panic, you're going to make mistakes. So I would not recommend for an end user in my situation to just run out and start pulling their seed into other wallets. They might make a mistake and inadvertently reveal it, or, you know, might run to what's the name of that? Reddit, run over to Reddit and start asking questions and get scammed, right? So you want to always keep a cool head. I, of course, have imported my Ledger seed phrase into my Trezor before. I have no problem with that. It's totally secure device. But to, like, you know, oh, I need to access my crypto now, and you're running out in the, you know, in your house code to Best Buy to buy another device, and, you know, you're stressed out. Not a good, but that's why it's good if you're going to manage crypto to have options, right, ahead of time, right? Have an extra device laying around already set up. Maybe have an extra device with like a cold card with your Ledger seed phrase that if you have this Bitcoin issue, you know, that kind of stuff ahead of time. Don't go nuts and rush out and do something when you're freaked out. It's not a good time to be setting up wallets, transferring crypto, and that sort of thing. Right. But this is an issue. I basically wanted to bring this issue up just so you would be aware of it and understand that your crypto is not at risk unless you start doing weird stuff and revealing your seed phrase to people. Right. But as it stands, I cannot use this wallet in Ledger Live. So if you're in my situation, don't freak out. Ledger Live will fix this. It's happened before. Let's see, what's MG asking here? What I don't understand, for the first time there was a Ledger update, and this time it said the Ledger will do an update as soon as you leave Ledger. This is not usual for updates. This is a new feature that has been added to Ledger Live that makes Ledger Live automatically update instead of asking the end user. Which in this case, with this buggy update, is a prime example of why they really shouldn't force people to run the updates. But that is a feature, not a bug. They talked about that. They announced that's their new process for updates, is that if your Ledger Live needs to be updated, it will automatically update the next time you launch Ledger Live. So that's them. That's not a bug. That's not unusual. Well, it's different, but that is by design. They announced that. So it was impossible to see which update. Yeah, they don't tell you what's, they just take you to the latest version. I think I just saw the same thing in my Ledger Live. It did not mean if you don't update the version of Ledger Live, it will update when you exit. I noticed that weird message as well. I just updated it myself. You have the option of just running the update right then and there manually as well. But it will force the update if you quit Ledger Live. There's no way around it. Load your Ledger. Okay, you could just connect the Ledger to Sparrow. Yes, you're right. And I think maybe I have done that. Yeah. Yeah, this is the same wallet here. Where's the... Oh, this says 0 sats. This is not the same wallet. Well, maybe it needs to update. Well, let's just... Oh, yeah, I think it's... Well, let's see. Is that transaction in there? This is from, what is that, September 3rd? Yeah. I don't know how to force this thing to update. Yeah, I mean, I just launched it, so... I think September 16th. Oh, okay, look, there it is. It is updating. Yeah, here you can kind of get an idea of how many transactions have gone through this. But it's telling me I have a 0 balance. Okay. That's the cold card. Yeah, it's still telling me my balance is 0. So, but I see that it's finding transactions, but it says finish loading. Anyway, well, I'll look at it in a minute. Ledger is starting to have a lot of problems, and the fact that we can't manage an update is becoming worrying. Yeah, I'm not that crazy about that forced update. They're claiming it's for the best, right? It's for your own good, right? That's the last thing we want to hear, right? When it comes to crypto, we'll deal with it for you. Jojo Malice, hello, good to have you. Bitbox is a nice wallet. Yeah, I have an old Bitbox laying around. I don't know what I did with it, but it's a nice little wallet too. Kind of small, but cool. Yeah. And what is it? It works with a USB port on your computer. It has the It has a USB-C connector on it. You just plug it right into your computer. It's a nice little wallet. Have you used FIDO2? WebAuth, Trezor Model T supports that, but not many sites, I suppose. So if they decide to update, they will continue to decide for other things, and that's not fair. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Now, that's only the software. They're not forcing firmware updates on you. So your firmware is a separate issue. I'll go ahead and allow this. So I'm at the latest version of the firmware. I recommend for myself to always keep the firmware up to date, but they don't force you to do the firmware updates. But the device will lose functionality over time if you don't update your firmware. And I think I wanted to point that out on a Reddit post that I saw here. And it's this one. Ledger now asks to update firmware to use my own money, right? And this is someone that's claiming that, oh, now he's trying to use his device and it won't allow him to use it because the firmware is not up to date. I don't know what he's trying to do. He doesn't really elaborate here. He just shows like a screenshot of he's trying to do a send, right? And he's down to the last step and it's telling him he needs to update his firmware, right? That's what happens. You eventually will lose functionality. Yeah. I've never done a SafePal wallet review. I'm not sure. Let me see here. No, I guess I haven't done SafePal. I think I may have contacted them and asked them. Oh, wait. No, I guess not. Let me see. Wait. No, I guess I haven't. SAF. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't done SafePal. I try whenever, there's a wallet out there that I haven't done a review of, I'll usually contact the company and ask them to send me a demo so that I can do a video. And that's usually works for them. You give me a free wallet, I'll do a free demo. All right. That's usually how it works over the years, whenever I want to review a wallet. So I'll check into the SafePal thing, but I'm pretty sure I sent them an email and it just never got through to them or whatever. Simon, thanks for being here. Let's see, where were we? We're waiting to see if this thing ever updates. I don't know what's weird about this. This doesn't seem to be updating. I don't know why. It's telling me this wallet is empty. Shouldn't be. Whoops. Okay. Let me add the wallet. But see, it's already seen it. Ugh, is that too long? Okay. Let's just do that. Okay. All right, and I'm going to connect my Ledger device. I think I need to be in the Bitcoin app for this. Let's try again. Now I'm in the Bitcoin app. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, I think the problem is I've too many wallets connected. All right, so we're going to disconnect these Trezors. All right, let's try again with just the Ledger attached. Okay, see, now it works. All right, so let's go ahead and import this. Okay, and then apply. No password. I really don't need a password when I have a PIN on my device, right? It still says the wallet's empty, though, so I don't know what's going on with this wallet. Wallet loading history for Ledger Nano. Okay. I mean, it's got it back to September 3rd of that's 2022. Yeah. There should be more. See, that's the issue here. Let me try that again. There should be more than one wallet. Let's just call it Nano. Okay, so here's native SegWit. I can go to nested SegWit, Taproot. I just regular. Let's try legacy. I'm just surprised it doesn't give me more than one wallet, because if you'll notice here, I pulled, doggone it, I disconnected it. Okay, so here. Yeah, see, here's where we can, but it's not 9. Yeah, this is not going to work. Oh, jeez. This is the kind of stuff you need to do in the privacy of your own home when you're totally calm, right? This is not the kind of thing you should try to do when you're live. All right, let's try one more time. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's like an earlier version of that. Yeah. Right, and we also... Huh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull this off right in front of you guys. It's not going to happen. It's just too complicated. Oh, okay. So that's an old wallet that's got a little bit. I'm not going to be able to find it. I'd have to like go through them one by one. That's my problem. I've created and destroyed and filled and emptied so many wallets that it's just like not trivial for me to do stuff like this. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and connect this Trezor again. So that was the ledger issue. I just wanted to quickly show you. So if we look in the Trezor again at the standard wallet, you'll see the problem there that I'm having with Sparrow is that I have so many different wallets that I've created and deleted. But you can't delete a wallet once you've created it, right? On a hardware device, they'll always be there. So if we go see how many old empty Bitcoin wallets I've had. Now, and you can see if we look at these that there are transaction histories in these wallets. I've just emptied them out over time because I created them for a demo or whatever I did, right? You can see there's that one we just found in Sparrow, one with the $6.82. So this is the wallet that this is an accurate balance, right? But yeah, I could have pulled this wallet into Sparrow and used with the ledger too. I just would have had to figure out which one it was, right? But you're right. I could have easily, without having to import my seed phrase into a different hardware wallet, I could have simply connected my ledger device to Sparrow and access that Bitcoin, right? That would have been the saner way to deal with that issue. But in my case, I have so many different wallets that it's kind of a pain to figure out. But I would have been able to, right? I would just have systematically gone down and added each wallet until I found the one I was looking for. Let's see what else we have on the agenda tonight. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh, here we go. So we did the PayPal off-ramp. We did the MetaMask. I won't do the transfer to Alex's Litecoin to Alex's account. I think we talked a little bit about dusting. A lot of people worry. We talked last week a lot about these spam NFTs and how irritating they are. But if you don't interact with them, they're not any danger. They're just a mild irritation. But there's also something known as dusting, which generally occur in Stellar and XRP wallets. You can see here that I've received some Stellar. That's a legitimate transaction. But all these other tiny amounts of Stellar are dusting. I wouldn't really call them attacks. They're more like spam too. They're just hitting my wallet with a transaction. And once they've done that, they can like monitor my wallet. And if they've managed to hit a whale's wallet, you know, then they might extend that dusting attack to a phishing attack. Once they've identified that they've managed to hit like a big wallet that's got a lot of transactions going in and out, then they might try to, you know, take it to the next level, right? I'm not really sure how they would connect that to the private information of who owns the wallet, but it might be a multi-pronged approach, you know. But yeah, just getting small amounts of crypto in your wallet is not any risk to your wallet in any way. It's like, it's not a risk to receive crypto in your wallet. It's just a recon. And then the next level would be a phishing attack. So that's where you need to put up your defenses. But just seeing small dusting amounts in your wallet is not a threat. It happens to almost every wallet out there, right? And then you'll get dusting attacks in your XRP wallets too, usually. There's a lot of XRP dusting as well. But like I said, it's not a threat to the wallet. Let's see. How's the Bitcoin only firmware different from Universal on Trezor Suite in terms of security? Like, is it more secure or no difference at all? Thanks. It's my understanding that when you're setting up your Trezor device, or originally you have that option whether to use the Bitcoin only firmware or the multi-coin firmware. I believe it is more secure. But it's only for Bitcoin. So it would mean that you would only be using Bitcoin in your Trezor. So that would make the Trezor basically a Bitcoin only wallet. And if all you want to manage is Bitcoin on your Trezor, then it's probably better to go ahead and use their Bitcoin only firmware, because it makes it, I believe it improves the security of the wallet as far as Bitcoin is concerned. I forget the wording, but that's my understanding. But just keep in mind that that's a Bitcoin only firmware, and if you want to manage other coins, then you would most likely want to use the multi-coin. I don't know that necessarily means that using the multi-coin is less secure for your Bitcoin and other coins. I just think that that the Bitcoin only firmware is just kind of honed for the Bitcoin only user, and it's just got better functionality and security. But I don't think that necessarily means that the multi-functional firmware is insecure. I just think it's, it's by functionality wise, there's a higher attack surface on a multi-coin wallet than there is on a single coin wallet. Just stands to reason, right? But yeah, if all you want to use is Bitcoin on the Trezor, then I would use the Bitcoin only firmware. James, thanks for joining. I bet trying to do taxes in all the wallets is fun. Yeah. Well, usually when you import your wallets into a tax software, they kind of do all of it for you. But even it does make even the tax software makes it a little more complicated, because sometimes the tax software doesn't know what like sometimes, I don't know, I do weird stuff, right? So it's not cut and dried, so I have to go in and manually adjust a lot of my stuff in my tax software. And I've done some videos on several different crypto tax software. Let's see. So I've done the Coin Ledger, Coinly, and Coin Tracker, which all three of those are decent tax software that you can use to figure the capital gains and or losses of all of your transactions. And they support multiple cryptocurrencies. You don't have to give them private keys. All you have to do is give them your public keys. And so once you pull those into those software, then it makes your taxes a lot easier, right? So you don't have to like keep an Excel spreadsheet for every trade and transfer. And by the way, it's not a taxable event to transfer crypto to and from your wallet, right? So if you have bought Bitcoin on Coinbase and transferred it to your wallet, that's not taxable. You just moved it from one place to another. And then if you move it around between your wallets and accounts, none of that is taxable either. It's only when you trade it or sell it that it becomes a taxable event. Yeah. But yeah, my taxes are like a nightmare because of I do so many demos and I move crypto around all over the place. Yeah. So I've never used Coinly to actually do my taxes, but I have, set up the software when I did the demo. I have used Coin Tracker to actually do my taxes, and it worked just fine for me. And I had a lot of transactions. Not a huge amount of money. It's not like I'm a multi-billionaire or anything, or even a millionaire, but I did have quite a few crypto transactions, so it did make it a little complicated. But in the end, I was able to get my taxes done. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Crypto.com also has tax software that is native to their Crypto.com app. So if you're using only Crypto.com to buy your crypto and you store it in there, they have tax software that helps you too. So, yeah. Right, if you're using the Crypto.com app to buy and hold your crypto, they have specialized tax software that available on Crypto.com, which is pretty helpful. And you can also import your Crypto.com transactions into other tax software like Coin Tracker. Right. You can connect Coin Tracker to all of your wallets and all of your exchanges. Some exchanges a little more complicated than others, right? Like Coinbase is a breeze, but some of the others you have to create APIs. It's a little involved. Yeah. And Coinly seemed like a pretty straightforward, easy to use. Ngrave is a great wallet. I've done a video on Ngrave. Probably do some more. I've done a couple on Ngrave. It's a great air gap type wallet. Let me see if I can throw those links in there for you guys. I got a setup video for Ngrave. Oops. And then I've got this cash out video for Ngrave. She might. So if you're interested in Ngrave, I've done a couple of videos for them. It's a great wallet. They sent me the wallet, right? I called them up. I contacted them by email and I said, hey, would you mind sending me a wallet? I'll do a video. And they were like, sure. Actually, it was kind of weird because I had talked to one of their founders back in 2019 or 8 or 20 or somewhere, a long time ago. And I had seen like an article about it, this new biometric wallet. And I contacted them then and we were back and forth. And then I don't know, I guess the release of the wallet got delayed. And then when I finally started seeing it around and people asking me about it, I went to ask them to send me one, and I found that email from like 2 years before. I was like, oh yeah, I have talked to these, and I contacted him again. I was like, hey, it's been a while, but they sent me that wallet, this great wallet. Engrave is not fully open source, but it's pretty close. I believe Engrave has a secure element chip. Most wallets do. You know, I think we've gone round and round about this. There are drawbacks to open and fully transparent hardware wallets. The idea of a fully open and transparent hardware wallet is kind of weird when you think about it. Because originally when ledgers came out, the idea was that you want what goes on inside there to be a secret. That's secure element chips are on your credit card. They're integrated into your ATM cards. That's what makes them secure, is that they have this secret processing, because scammers and hackers figured out how to use magnetic strips. They figured out they were getting readers, and they were figuring out how to scam people by these strip readers, right? Like somebody could take your card and swipe it and gain all the information out of your card, right? They can't really do that with those secure chip elements on the card. That's a feature that makes them more secure. The same with crypto wallets, right? People were like, hey, I want to design a crypto wallet. And they go, well, you better put a secure chip element on there so scammers can't figure out how to hack into the wallet and steal people's crypto. That is the idea. And all of a sudden now with this ledger issue, everybody's screaming about, hardware wallets should be completely open source. I saw a post on Reddit that I thought was kind of funny, and they said all these people that are screaming that hardware wallets should be open source, and they don't know how to code, right? They don't know what a job file. They've never seen a job file or a Python file, or they don't know what any of that stuff is, right? But they're screaming, oh, I want a completely open source and transparent wallet, but they don't know how to code. Okay, so that means that they have to rely on somebody else to review the code for them, since they don't know how to code. So they're still putting their trust in someone else, even though they're the ones that are like screaming so loud, oh, that has to be open source. But you don't know how to code. So you're still trusting someone else, right? Just thought I'd bring that up. But yes, I get it. Everyone's like, that's the new thing now. Everybody thinks that crypto wallets should be fully open source. And there is a movement towards that. But Trezor has been open source for many years, and there were physical hacks that were discovered by people analyzing that open source code. And these were very specialized hacks, and Trezor fixed and updated their hardware after that, which is how it should be. But all I'm saying is that just because it's transparent and open source does not make it foolproof, right? We want foolproof security, right? Transparency is great, but it doesn't guarantee that it's foolproof, right? Neither does the secure chip element, but they're both paths to the same end, which is security, full or reasonably safe and secure hardware wallets, right? So Engrave has secure chip element. Keystone has secure chip element. Coldcard has one, but it's very simplified, right? We talked about that earlier. So we need to understand that this is not a black and white issue, all right? Secure chip elements are there to keep things secure, and they are by design secret, right? They're also implemented in smartphones and internet connected devices, all kinds of stuff. Anyway. Okay, I think we're winding down here. I feel like open source is kind of giving the hackers a playbook. Yeah, in a way it is. Now, I've also talked about there's a difference between right? There's a difference between an open source operating system that is, you know, it's open and transparent and people can fix bugs and whatever. And there's a lot of people that know how to code this, right, out there that can review the code, look for bugs, look for backdoors, all that kind of stuff, propose changes, you know, submit bug reports, submit security reports, all that kind of stuff. All that is great. This kind of thing has a lot of eyes on it. But when we're dealing with a very small company and a small number of developers that even know this type of code. Now, I think this is, I think it's written in Python, which is pretty common, and C, you know. But there's a lot less eyes on this code and more hacker eyes. You know, there's a smaller community, and the software itself is more specialized and esoteric, right? Compared to, say, you know, the Debian Linux code, which is pretty universal and a lot of people reviewing it on a regular basis, using it, reporting bugs and whatever. The community that's reporting bugs and security flaws is much smaller. So whether open source is a good fit for a hardware wallet is debatable. Debbie Krause, in Ledger Live, when I click on manager, it just keeps spinning. Yeah, we're talking, the latest version of Ledger Live has some sync issues, right? Like when you hit here, and then you're eventually going to get like a red error message that said syncing failed or something like that. That has to do with the latest version of Ledger Live, which is version 2.68.1. And now that they're forcing software updates, right, you have no choice. When you quit Ledger Live, it'll automatically update it the next time you launch it. So you're most likely running the latest version, which has this syncing bug. It might fix itself over time, or you'll just have to wait for another Ledger Live update for it to be fully functional, but this is known. I'm sorry I couldn't find that Reddit post, but someone was complaining about this new version of Ledger Live not syncing up properly, and someone from Ledger replied that they're working on it. And that's the best news I can give you right now. Anyway, thanks for everyone for being here. Thanks, JDO. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate all of you. Thank you, Asil, for the donation, and thank you for the two new subscribers that joined tonight. Let's see, Antioch, and who else? I can't see it here. I can't really find it. Oh, and let me see. There's one more here. Huxley Ben. Thank you guys for subscribing tonight. And don't forget, we will be here next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me.